the last concept we discussed today is cash flows and how to draw a cash flows diagram. So let's make a few definitions and we apply in problem the last two problems in today's class, and then you have additional practice problem later on. First, what is cash flow? So basically, that the actual inflows and outflow of money. Actual inflow, so get into your pocket, and outflow out of your pocket. And that it's not about water. When you study hydraulics and hydrology or water resources design, it is about money. Actual inflows and outflow of money. And then the next concept we're talking about is net cash flow. Basically, it will be the inflow, so receipt, subtract what the outflow, disbursement. Or, of course, it equal to cash inflows minus cash outflow. Cash inflows, just like water, inflow water of water, and then cash outflow. And like in engineering mechanics of material, and your design class, you need to draw the diagram to show, visualize the work, identify unknowns, identify knowns, etc. So in this class, we also draw something called cash flow diagram. Cash flow diagram. What is that? That is also graphical presentation, graphical definition, graphical presentation of cash flow and it's drawn on a time scale. On a time scale. So let's apply to draw today. We don't calculate anything, to draw the cash flow diagram for the two problem 5 and 6. The 5 goes simple. Assume John start now and make 5 equal deposits of A 1,000 per year into a 15% per year investment and withdraw the accumulative total immediately after the last deposit. Constructs the cash flow diagram. So we only need to draw the cash flow diagram. So what is diagram? Graphical presentation of cash flow drawn on a time scale. In this case, as you can see, the time scale here is deposit 5 equal deposit per year. So time scale here every year. And the cash flow is actual inflows or outflows of money. So we just draw that on the time scale. So let's start with the time scale. We have time scale here, and in this case the problem gives you year, so time scale here year. And for now, when it now, it means 0. Okay, so for us now means 0. Future 1 year from now, then 1. 1 year ago, then it minus 1. So now is 0. And John start now and make 5 equal deposit. So from John's perspective, when it deposit, you see, oh, that's my money. I deposit in my bank. That is my money. But as you can see, based on that basically the outflow out of John pocket, and that is outflow. So from John's perspective, that it will be outflow, not inflow. But from the bank, then it perspective, it will be the inflow because that go to the bank money. So keep that in mind. So depends on the which perspective we are looking at. So we can consider what same amount of money can be in or outflow. In this case, from John, I deposit. It means I don't have that money in my pocket. It will be out. When it out, then going down on the diagram. And out for that, start now and make 5 equal deposit. So start now, we have 1,000. That's the first one. And 5 equal deposits. So what is that? 1, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal. The first one is now 0. Second, at the end of year 1, at the end of year 2, at the end of year 3, and at the end of year 4. So that is 5 years. So 0, like I say, that is now 1. We can say that at the end of year 1, or 1 can be say at the beginning of year 2. They are the same. Or 2 at the end of year 2 or at the beginning of year 3. So that is the equal 5. You can see that A, and he deposit 1,000 per year for 5 times. So 4 is mean that at the end of year 4 or beginning of year 5. So 5 equal amount. Withdraw a cumulative total immediately after the last deposit. Immediately after the last deposit. Last deposit is at the end of year 4. So, and he withdraw. So it go to his amount, his own money. So it mean inflow, go up. And I consider just F. We will define F in the next lesson, but that F for now. So he withdraw that money. And that is immediately after deposit the last amount at the end of year 4 or at beginning of year 5. Then it will be F located at number 4 in there. So that we can, and of course we can put like I%. In this case, the problem give us 17% per year. That is the concept of drawing the cash flow diagram. And let's apply a more complex one. And when you master this, and for now, I suggest you to stop, pause this video, and try yourself for this problem. And if you can draw that, don't need to calculate anything for now. We'll do that next time, next lesson. But now we just try to draw it correctly. The hot air balloon, so pause, read, try to draw, and then go back the video to see whether you do it correctly. The hot air balloon company invests $2,500 in a new air compressor 7 years ago. 7 years ago. The annual income from the compressor has been annual, so that is per year, and you can see that 750. Additionally, 100 spent on maintenance during the first year and increase each year. When the equipment more obsolete, use more, you need more maintenance, the cost more. Increase each year by $25 each year. The company plan to sell the compressor for the service at the end of this year. At the end of this year. For $150. Construct the cash flow diagram from the company's perspective. So draw the diagram. And representation of the cash flow on the time scale. So let's draw that out. The time scale we have in here. Time scale. And in this case also years, so let's put year. However, they say 7 years ago. 7 years ago. So you start instead of now 0. Now it always 0. 7 years ago. So it go back negative 7. Negative 7. So they start somewhere 7 years ago, and you can see that. So here don't put 0, but it will be negative 7. Okay. So with that, this company invests 2,500 new air compressors 7 years ago. So with that, invest. So put out money, 2,500 7 years ago. And they generate the income, annual income, 750. And they plan to sell at the end of this year. So at the end of this year mean at the beginning of year 1. So you have to go forward, negative 7, negative 6, negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, negative 0, and at the end of this year, so you want, so negative 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 now, and at the end of this year, 1. So that's what we do for the time scale. Annual income, 750 per year. So income, inflow, positive, go up. And same amount every year. And it realized at the end, so as you can see at the 7 years ago, the income it accumulated at the end of that year, so or at the beginning of 6 years ago. So that's why I put at the end in here. Normally we calculate put at the end. And that amount for, so this one, the first one for 7 years ago, the second one 6 years ago. Similarly, at time 0, this last amount here, that is the last year. And then because the company planned to sell at the end of this year, so this current year still have the income. So we have one extra amount in there. So total, we have 8 years income. And that amount is 750 per year. And then the company spent 100 for maintenance for the first year. First year, maintenance, 100. Maintenance going down. Going down. Out pocket, 100. And then increase 25 every year. So 100, and then you have 120, 125, 150, 175, 100, 200, 225, 250, and 275. So that you can here, and that it be 275, and that 275 the spend for the maintenance for the current year. Okay, current year, and realize at the end of that year 275. And then they plan to sell at the end of this year. For the service value is 150, so we have extra amount in here, 150 for the service value at the end of this year, which is at time 1. So that is the cash flow diagram. And then you can streamline, subtract the outflow and inflow. You can simplify. Let's simplify that. point from here to here, with the subtract the inflow and outflow on the same time, at the same time in there. So let's go there. We can do -7, -6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, and 1. So 250, nothing to simplify, it's still 2,500, 2,500 to spend. And the first, at -6, we have positive 750, and then 100 negative, then the net, it will be 650, and go up. Similarly, we have 750, this one, and you can see 125, so it will be going down another $25, so it means 625, etc. At 0, we have subtract, and it become 500 at 0. So the amount going down for the net income, because we have to spend more maintenance every year. And the last one, it will be 150 for the service value plus 750 minus 275. So the amount that go up here, 625, because that one include the service values 150. So that you can simplify the cash flow. Either should be good for. So as you can see, understand how to present this time scale. If it sometime some period before now or after present time, present it differently, and you can be able to determine inflow or outflow. If inflow positive, top, go up. If it outflow, spend, going down. That is how to draw a cash flow diagrams.